This video is going to be about my new Tops Brothers of Bushcraft knife in Coyote. My name is Brian and you're watching Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. Thanks for joining me. As I said, today I'm going to take a look at my brand new Tops Brothers of Bushcraft knife in stylish Coyote. I'd like to take a moment first to say thanks to Michael. Michael, you know who you are. This is because of you. Thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate it. And I also want to say hello to Shay. Shay's a young lady from Georgia, like I am, who watches these videos with her dad and mom. And I think it's really great to see some young people, getting into outdoor stuff. So Shay, hello. Thanks for watching. Mitch, thanks for letting her watch. Okay, so anyway, this is my brand new Tops Bob knife. It's the first Tops I've ever owned. Got to tell you, I'm really pleased with it so far. As you can see, it's pristine, brand new. I've had this thing for like a week and it has been just all I could do not to get it dirty, but I wanted to make it, keep it clean and pretty for this first video anyway. So with that said, let me swap the camera over here real quick and we'll do some close-ups, talk about the specs, because this knife definitely deserves some close-ups, and then we'll get right to it. Start doing some of that knife stuff. Well, this is the Tops Brothers of Bushcraft knife, or Bob for short. As you can see, it's a very pretty knife. The Bob features a 4.5-inch blade, which is 3/16 inch thick, made of 1095 high carbon steel, with an overall length of 10 inches. The blade has a modified Scandi grind and a Rockwell hardness of somewhere between 56 to 58. This particular model has canvas micarta handle scales and is in Coyote color. The handle scales have bow drill divots on each side and a lanyard hole and some thumb scallops up near the blade, so you can help you have a little better grip with using some alternate grips. Also has an exposed pommel with a fire steel scraper. It comes with a Kydex sheath, the belt clip, and a ferro rod holder, and we'll take a look at that in just a second. Okay, well, that was the basic specs of the Tops Bob knife, and did want to show you a couple things, a couple of even closer details than that about the blade. First of all, as you can see, they're calling this a modified Scandi grind, which means it's pretty much a flat plane down to here, and it's got a slight secondary bevel on it here. I can tell you it's pretty sharp. It's not like shave the hair off your arm sharp at this point, but it's sharp. We're going to see just how sharp it is on some wood in a minute. But I just want to show you, like all Tops knives, it actually has an individual serial number, so that's pretty cool. So you know that this is definitely, the attention's been paid to it if they're willing to put a serial number on it, put their name on it. They have some kind of powder coating on it. This one happens to be Coyote. The standard ones are kind of black. This is a little bit unusual, I guess, and kind of green canvas micarta handles. I just wanted to see it has red liners on them. Look at the fit and finish on this knife. It's just absolutely beautiful. Just very, very, very well done. Andy Tran's got a video on his channel about a visit to the Tops factory, and they do this by hand, which is really cool. But it's just beautiful. I mean, I wish you could be here and feel it. Everything is just very, very, very well put together. That is supposed to be the notch for striking the fire steel. We're going to check that out in just a minute. It's got some jimping on the back, which is, it doesn't look that aggressive. When you start using it a lot and put a lot of pressure on it, it's pretty aggressive. It's been called, I think Chris with Prepared Mind 101 called it Tyrannosaurus teeth. It'll get your hand if you're not careful. And then it's got these little divots here, kind of for some different alternative grips or whatever. Very nice point on it. Just a really solid, feels great in your hand. I mean, this knife is just really, really, really nice feeling knife. So let me show you what else it comes with, and then we'll get to that knife stuff, I promise. Okay, so I want to show you the sheath real quick. Here it comes with a pretty nice Kydex sheath. Nothing fancy. The sheath actually has a little fire steel in it, which comes with 2 magnesium rods and a little ferrocerium rod. And it all fits in the molded fire steel holder, which I believe will fit any 3/8 fire steel. You can see it's just nothing fancy sleeve. Then it has this little locking metal clip on back that go up to like 1.5 inch belt. And it actually pivots. So if you want to hang this thing horizontal on your belt, you can. but it's not gonna, I think it's gonna wanna hang down a little bit like that. So, there's a lot of people that have said they don't really like these sheaths. I'll let you know. It's my first one, so I don't know. I may wind up really liking it. I may wind up not liking it at all. I can't make a judgment until I've used it for a little while. But let me show you how well the knife fits in the sheath. So the knife actually in the sheath itself locks in really solid. Okay, it's in there pretty good. And if you notice, there's enough of a kind of a push-off point here. Some of the Kydex sheaths really come in tight to the back. There's enough of a push-off point to get your thumb and push it out. But it fits pretty tight, so it takes a little bit of push to get it out, but not a lot. And the sheath also has lanyard holes on the bottom. So it also comes, I think all Tops knives come with this, but a little whistle. And I like whistles. Whistles are good. I think something you should always have with you in the woods. And it's kind of got a little 3-chamber sound, so kind of cool. Okay, so I want to tell you a little bit about the Tops warranty. It's warranted for life, for the original purchaser, and they'll sharpen it for free for life, by the way, if you want to let Tops sharpen your knife. Just, you pay the postage to send it back. I know there's a burning question that a lot of you guys are probably in your mind, is just how well balanced is this knife. It's sharp, 1095 steel, it's got the differential Tops heat treatment, which means they've got a different heat treat on the blade than on the spine for strength. I mean, look, this is a Tops knife. It is first class, 100% made in the USA, high quality knife. But how well balanced is this knife really? But I can show you like this, and you can see that it's, I mean, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. But now, let me read you a couple things. I don't know if you can see this at the bottom. Let me see if you can zoom right into that bottom where it says, yeah, you can see that. Tops knives are not made for throwing. Now, why in the world would they think they need to put something like that in writing? I mean, everybody knows that, you don't throw knives. I mean, so anyway, let's do some knife stuff with this thing right now. Pretty balanced. Okay, if you're very perceptive, you'll notice I'm wearing a different shirt than I was just a minute ago. That's because I already shot this video and parts of it didn't work so well. It didn't come out like I wanted them to, so instead of putting a lame video up there, I thought I would reshoot some of these. One of the things I want to do is show you this notch. Some people call this the Shango notch. It's supposed to be for fire starting. There's been a lot of discussion and confusion on the internet about the way to use that notch. And I looked at some videos and saw how you're supposed to use it. I'm going to give you my take on it, and we'll see how well it actually works in the real world. And then maybe carve a feather stick, because I wasn't planning on doing that. That'll be about it, so let's get some knife stuff done. Let me readjust the camera. Got a piece of what I believe is dead dogwood. You can tell by pretty sure it's dead dogwood. They're standing dead, and dogwood trees do that a lot. So we're going to go ahead and cut one of the sticks for the trap trigger. I'm going to make it about this long, and I've actually got a baton just to show you can actually do this entire process with a knife. If you've seen any of my other knife videos, reviews, you'll know that as far as I'm concerned, dead dogwood is probably one of the hardest woods you can find in the woods. Especially it's just standing dead. It just seems to have a lot of life left in it when it's dead. So there you go. We cut one. You can definitely, yeah, that's dogwood. You can see the bark there. You can tell that's dogwood. So you can definitely do what you need to do with this bob knife without having to, without even having a saw. I want to go ahead and maybe see how well this thing does a feather stick first. And this is some really, again, pretty hard dry wood. Probably not your most optimal feather stick wood. And I can tell you right now, that jimping right there, look at my thumb. Can you see that? That's pretty aggressive stuff, so I'm probably going to not be using that very often, to be honest with you. Not using the jimping. But the knife does a really good job. Okay, there we go, a few little ones. And you know, you can see where this is coming off of here as opposed to staying on the stick. Some of that's got to do with the quality of the wood, because it's pretty kind of dry and powdery. It's been there for a while. But you can also, once you kind of get down into out of the surface, it gets a little more solid. It's got a little more maybe fibers in it, a little extra, whatever it takes to hold it together. But anyway, you can see those are some pretty nice curls. Pretty good job. And then you've also got a nice little pile here, and you certainly wouldn't want to throw those away. Obviously, you can use them. I want to talk a little bit about the fire starting capabilities of this knife. So this is the fire steel that comes with it, and what it's got 2 little magnesium rods and a small ferrocerium rod. So put this aside now, kind of show you how this thing is designed to be done. And I'm going to put the sheath back on the knife because that's the safest way to do this. And what all the videos I saw say basically that you want to hold and strike down on the knife in this way with your Shango knives. And it seems to work pretty good. It throws some pretty good sparks down there. Got to get the angle right. It knocks out some big chunks, and you can see it kind of eats up the ferro rod just a little bit. But I'll be honest with you, kind of awkward holding that sheath. That buckle is, I guess the metal clip is not really comfortable on your hand. I don't know if you can see it, puts little lines on your hand. It just doesn't feel good. But thought we'd go ahead and try it. Let's try to scrape off some of this magnesium. And it is kind of awkward, to be honest with you. And there's not a good way to do it. You almost gotta hold it and just let your hand hurt. Once you find that right little place though, where it starts scraping, you can tell it. Do some little short scrapes like that. Get your pile going there. Scrape your little pile together. I'm going to go a few more. I'm just going to take the sheath off and hold the handle. Maybe that's a little easier. Okay, that's not enough really for starting a fire, but maybe it's enough to kind of demonstrate what we're doing here. So I've got a very small pile here. Let me zoom in on this. All right, so it works. It's just not as easy, in my opinion, as if the blade was able to scrape a ferro rod, which it won't. It will not strike the back. The back of the blade will not strike, period. It's got just enough rounding on it. All it'll do is chew up the coating just a little bit, but there's not enough there to get any kind of spark. None whatsoever. So this is your only hope for a spark right here, and you could even do it like that, but it's not great. It's very awkward, in my opinion. Okay, in case you're wondering, Stanley, this is for you. Just a small, tiny cut. It is pretty sharp. I just kind of touched the blade by mistake, so it's always a good idea to keep your blade in the sheath when you're not using it. So, okay, well, let's wrap this up. What are my thoughts? This is obviously the first impressions, first use test of this wonderfully beautiful Tops Brothers of Bushcraft knife in Coyote Brown. As you saw, did a pretty good job on a feather stick. You know, it does okay for chopping and carving on this super dry dead wood, and it does have the absolutely Tyrannosaurus Rex, to coin Chris from Prepared Mind 101's phrase. This jimping's tough stuff, man. And if you start putting some pressure on it, your thumb is not going to like you. The fire notch, honestly, I'm not sold. I mean, it works, it's functional, Maybe I'm just doing something wrong, but I'd much rather have a sharp spine. To me, that's just a lot easier. But it's what we have, so probably going to wind up maybe filing the back of this thing down and messing up that pretty powder coat, but oh well. It's 1095 steel, so you got to take care of it or it'll rust. But the handles are just, man, they're excellent. This is just a great feeling knife. Again, the fit and finish, you can just see that. The fit and finish is just 100% very, very nice. I mean, even look at the lanyard hole is beveled. It's just, I can't find anything to complain about in the manufacture or the design. Really, the only thing I've got to complain about the knife is the jimping and the Shango notch there. The sheath, not real thrilled with the little metal clip. You know, I kind of like that you can angle it on your belt, which a little bit, which helps. You know, you can angle it kind of forward where it's not in your way. But I don't know, it kind of hurts your hand if you're having to use the knife with a sheath on it. And you know, I just don't care for it that much, to be honest with you. But the knife rocks, I'm telling you. So if you're looking for a really solid bushcraft knife, this thing's like 125 bucks. So it's not super cheap, but it's about mid-range really. There's some knives that are a lot more than this. I don't think there are any knives that are much better than this. It's got a top differential heat treat. Just a really solid 1095 high carbon steel. Great knife. So if you're looking for a really great bushcraft knife, you know, in the sub 150 range, I encourage you to check out the Tops Brothers of Bushcraft. Of course, there'll be a link to it below. It'd be in my Amazon store and all that good stuff. But it's just a really great knife. Also, once again, Michael, you know who you are. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. And Shay, thanks for watching. You take care, girl. As always, I really appreciate you watching. Thanks for listening to my rambling. Thanks for subscribing to Survival on Purpose. If you haven't done so, I encourage you to do so. Put out a new video every Friday and occasionally one or more during the week, depending on how things go for me. Please give this video a thumbs up below. Let Google know you like outdoor videos and knife and gun videos and stuff. And share it with your friends. It really helps out. If you'd like to support this channel, please check out the Amazon links below or my Amazon store. I really would appreciate it. Once again, my name is Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival is not an accident. So be prepared. See you next time.